now recording. Yes.
Okay, it's past 6 o'clock. Let's please call village board to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If I may note, President Brunkwell, for our Zoom attendees, the microphones are on this evening, and it does help with reception. If you please do utilize the microphones.
All right, thank you.
you.
All right, if the minutes can reflect the attendance of the various trustees and staff, let's move forward. Item 3, entertain a motion for the approval of the 7/6/2020 village board minutes and file the 5/4 Police and Fire Commission, 5/6 Police and Fire Commission, 6/8 Board of Public Works, 5/18 Finance Committee, and the 6/9 Police and Fire Commission meeting minutes as presented.
I will make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion is second. As always, comments, questions, clarifications on the minutes. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. Item 4, anybody in the audience wishing to be heard on a non-agenda item? All right, let's move on to item 5, business presented by the president. We have one item to take care of. A little sad, but we do have a notice of retirement from our Park and Rec director, Mr. Safstrom. So we do have an action item, a motion to confirm the Park and Recreation Director John Safstrom's notice of retirement effective August 27th, 2020.
I regretfully make a motion. I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. John, you're in the audience. Anything you wish to pass along to the board for the public record? We will have a resolution for you also in the future.
Yeah, not right at this time, but I appreciate the.
Okay. All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
With regrets, aye.
With regrets. All right, let's move on to item 6, resolutions, ordinance, action items. On the flip side, we have a resolution commending trustee Dave List for his years of service. So Dave, I will meet you over here. Why don't you come back up so they can see you on the camera? So when we have distinguished members of the staff or people on the board that have spent a significant amount of time and effort of their personal life and dedicated hours to the betterment of the village, we'd like to make a resolution commending him for or her for those hours spent. In this particular case, for David List. And this is a resolution commending David List for his years of service. And I'll read off a couple of paragraphs. Whereas Dave List chose not to seek re-election to the Village of Grafton Board of Trustees after having served the people of the Village of Grafton from April of 2006 to April of 2020. Whereas Mr. List also served on the Plan Commission, the Architectural Review Board, the Board of Public Works, and various other village subcommittees as a village trustee. Now therefore be it resolved that the Village Board of the Village of Grafton does hereby acknowledge with sincere appreciation and gratitude the over 14 years of dedicated service that Mr. List has provided to the community. And be it further resolved that the Village Board and Village staff of the Village of Grafton do hereby wish Mr. List the very best and thank him for all his contributions to the village. Congratulations.
I just want to thank all the trustees and the village staff that I got to work with over the 14 years I was here. It was a pleasure and a joy, and wish everybody the best of luck going forward.
Thank you. Congratulations. All right, let's move forward. Item B. Oh, I'm sorry. We do have, it's a resolution, so we do have to take action on it. So I'll entertain an offer, motion, and a second.
I'll offer. I'll motion.
I'll second.
One motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
It is official date. Report of the Finance Committee. One item is that is a motion to approve the proposed changes to the purchasing manual. I think there's a copy, everybody should have a copy of it, including adding, it is the responsibility of each department head or their designee to become familiar enough with the available equipment to determine the appropriate quality required in order to develop specifications to section 2.5 be approved. And that was verbiage that was requested by, I think, yeah, trustee Krieger last time. So that was added. So entertain that motion.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. Motion is second. Comments, questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
None opposed? That motion passes. Let's move on to item C, report of public works. Item 1 is a motion to enter into a contractual agreement with the Expeditors Incorporated of Dawson, Wisconsin to provide sanitary sewer mainline cleaning and televising services for the Bridge Street Lift Station tributary area. I don't know what I/I means.
Inflow and filtration.
Okay, inflow infiltration study in the amount of $30,730, contingent upon being completed by no later than November 20th, be approved.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion, a second, and I do believe from the minutes, we're required to do so much televising on an annual basis, and this is what was selected for this year? Okay, great.
Correct.
Questions for Amber? Mr. Krieger? Motion second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That motion passes. Item 2 is a motion to approve waiving of penalties and late fees on utility bills for the remainder of the 2020 year contingent upon confirmation from the PSC that the utility has the authority to waive such penalties, be approved.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. Motion is second. Comments on that? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. Item 3 is a resolution requiring an offer, a motion and second, and that is approving a temporary easement agreement with JIBF LLC and 1930 Property LLC be adopted.
I'll offer. Motion.
Second. Offer, motion second, and from the minutes, this is reflects the construction project of the headworks and working with the Brookers property. Okay. Questions on this? Offer, motion second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That motion passes. Items 4 and 5 are related. We can take those together. If anybody would like to make a motion for those two.
So made.
Okay, we have a motion to approve a temporary construction easement with 1930 Property LLC for the purpose of bypassing pumping be approved, and then also a motion to approve a temporary construction easement with JIBF LLC for the purpose of bypassing pumping be approved. Any questions on that item? Motion is second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That motion passes. Item 6 is an item that has come back, and also item 7, so we can take those together if the board wishes. Item 6 and 7, motion to approve ordinance series 2020 amending section 11.04.015 sidewalk construction and repair bond requirements be approved. And item 7 is the motion to approve ordinance series 2020 amending section 11.16020 street and sidewalk openings bond required be approved. I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Comments on that item? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. And item 8 is related, also a motion to approve the right-of-way bond in the amount of $2,000 to have the same included in the Village of Department Grafton development fee schedule be approved.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion is second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That motion passes. Let's move on to item 7, Department and Officers Reports. Jesse, want to get us started?
Absolutely. I'm happy to report that we received an update today. Clark Station demolition should be occurring this week. We are under contract with Gilgard & Sons, and with their work schedule, we are looking at progress on that project this week. So,
You know what day by chance, Jesse?
it is weather dependent. If it does rain and they get pulled off of another project, they could be there as soon as tomorrow. If not, before the end of the week. That was verbally provided to us today. I'm pretty excited about that report moving forward. Published and provided to the village board was the mid-year financial report. Overall, very favorable outlook, but there are some unknowns that are out there. So with that said, I'm pleased with the results of the mid-year overview, but there is still work to do on staff's part as we continue monitoring discretionary spending and revenue trends. Absentee balloting, update from the clerk's office. As of last week, we mailed out over 1,700 absentee ballots. This is for the upcoming partisan primary. And we are following the recent circuit court decision that governs in-person absentee balloting, which would look to begin in accord with that decision on Tuesday, July 28th. That in-person absentee balloting would be held here at Village Hall. In the chambers, we would utilize that northeast entrance into the building to help control customer traffic, so to speak, and then also centralize that in-person absentee balloting opportunity that the village is providing. Had a very good conversation today with Karen and Savina over at the Senior Center as they look to explore ways to work towards expanding program offerings at the Senior Center, in constant contact with other nearby senior centers as well as the health department. We currently offer an outdoor exercise class. The meal program has remained in place, and some personal health services by appointment have been provided as well. We are looking to offer things like bocce ball, potentially ping pong, that can be socially distanced, and a capacity number would be established, and so that is something we're working towards to provide some more additional services through our senior center. So pretty happy to report that as we look to move forward in these trying times to continue to provide services to all residents here in the village. So otherwise, any other updates have gone out via my weekly bulletin.
Okay, any questions for Jesse or any other staff that is represented here? Yes.
Jesse, could I ask a question about, I believe you're going to get together with the board on the Riverwalk Terrace
Yes.
coming up to talk about the Riverwalk?
Yes, a little bit later this week, Director Thomas and some Department of Public Works staff, we're compiling all the historical information, the easement documents, floodplain maps, the original landscaping plans, the revised landscaping plans for the Riverwalk. And we're going to be going through all of that history. Frankly, Director Thomas and I inherited the vast majority of that info. And so we want to make sure we are clear and have an understanding of what the expectations are based upon these historical documents. Then we want to have a follow-up meeting with that homeowners association so we can look to determine the best course of action long-term moving forward. The dam operation plays into it, Mother Nature plays into it, and so really looking to find that good place we can all land and everybody can be on the same page with how it should look, how it should operate, and how it should be maintained. So,
Okay,
yes.
thank you.
Yep.
Any questions? Any other comments? Go ahead.
Jesse, action plan, what's the latest on your search for John's replacement?
Director Safstrom and I actually uncovered multiple job descriptions, so we are going through those and looking to get it finalized, and then we will look to post it. Director Safstrom provided me with some specific park association websites that would be good opportunities, as well as I'm looking to leverage our own village website, the League of Wisconsin Municipalities as well. So we will look to cast that net. Have to finish up that front end work of that job description, and then we will get it posted. I want to do that this week.
Okay. Thank you. Anything else? All right, let's move on to licenses. The individuals and their places of employment are listed. Entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Are you catching the seconds over there? Okay,
Yes.
good. All right. Let's move on to report of bills and entertain a motion for the approval of village expenditures, $667,592.87.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion second. We had good responses to the questions that came out regarding the bills. Is there anything that was missed? Anything further that we wish to ask of Paul? Go ahead.
Just a further clarification on batch 1, page 8, it was the Santander leasing agreement for the jet truck. And Jesse, your explanation that it was very favorable to lease instead of purchase. So The lease payment of $55,982, is that an annual payment? And if so, for how many years? And so where does it become favorable for us?
Well, long story short, that is the only time we came across a favorable lease arrangement with that particular piece of equipment. We have looked into it for smaller pieces of equipment, and we have not come across a situation. This is, Paul, please correct me if I'm wrong, but this is an annual payment, as I recall?
Annual payment for, I guess, 3 years?
3 years?
I think so. I can verify tomorrow and let Jesse know so we can contact trustees.
3 years,
I
that
think
sounds
it's
like the
3
correct term.
years.
3 years, and then what happens?
I have to go back and look, honestly, don't remember.
Because outright purchase, these are usually like a 200 grand type of piece of equipment. So we're paying, I guess the question is, are we paying $150,000 for 3 years of use, and then we've got to keep doing that?
I believe at that point we'll have an option to either buy it out or to lease a new one, depending on
Okay,
what choice we go with.
that's important information.
Okay, so we have some takeaway. Okay.
Thank you.
Other questions?
Um,
Go ahead.
Batch 2, page 4, Jesse, the Town of Grafton Stormwater Management project, was that a planned, shared project, or did that occur because of this issue with the police department's gutters?
Yes, that was not a planned project. However, when the downspouts for the police department were repaired, it created a overland flowing issue where it actually created sheet ice on the driveway of that property. So literally it was water coming from village property onto a town property, creating an ice sheeting problem. So this was not a planned or budgeted project, but we did feel it was fair to help remedy the situation, which is why you see the expense in there.
So they remedied that by putting a culvert in or changing the location?
The culvert was placed, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to defer to Director Thomas for the project
That's
specifics.
okay, a culvert was put in, so that previously that driveway did not have a culvert, and all the natural kind of lay of the land there has the stormwater going to the east to that kind of wetland pond area at the corner of Cheyenne and 60. So
So
that
is
way
that
it allows
shared?
the water to get there without going over the pavement.
Okay. Was that a shared cost with the town then?
It was.
Okay.
It was.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, that being said, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?